In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create a website for free. All you just have to do is to just sit tight and follow me through every step I'm going to be taking in this tutorial. And by the end, you are going to be owning your own website. Now, like I said, what I'm going to be taking you guys is how to create a free website. Now, this is the first thing we are going to do. We are going to go over to our Google Chrome and then you search for Pantheon.io. This is it right here. I'm actually going to be dropping the link in the description, so you can just move over to the description and open it up from there. Alright, so when you actually open this, you move over to this right up here and say create free accounts. You click on create free accounts. So it's actually going to take a little time, then it's going to still open up. Then you can now continue with Google or your email address. So to make it faster, I will just continue with Google. Alright, so after that, you can now move over to this part, put in your first name, your last name, select your country, and then you continue. After that, you just click on this and this, I agree, and then you continue. When you create an account, it actually brings you to this place. So the next thing we want to do now is to create a site. Instead of taking a tour, we just go ahead to create a site. Alright, so now what kind of site do you want to create now? Is it using WordPress, Drupal, front-end site, or custom upstream? So we are going to be using WordPress. Using WordPress is more faster and easier. In fact, it is enjoyable to use WordPress. We are going to give our site a name. Now this is where you actually now need to give your site a name. Now there's something very important that I would like to share with you guys. Now when you are trying to pick a name, it is better you go for a brand name than going for just a name. Now for instance, when I mean a brand name, you can use just like what other brands are having. Other big brands like Gucci, Dior, all of those actually brands name, instead of using a specific name like hair. Maybe you want to actually build a site that is concerning just hair. Maybe you sell hair or maybe perfumes or all of that. Then you just go with the site name using perfume or hair. No, it is better you actually go for a brand name, because tomorrow you might decide to add something else to that site or to your business. You can just put in your site name here. So I'm just going to be putting in mine. Good. Now after that, if you look at this part here, this is your site URL. Alright, so now choose a region for the site: United States, European Union, Australia, Canada. I'm just going to leave it at United States, and then I'll come down here and continue. Alright, so we are just going to give it some time. It is actually deploying WordPress, so let's give it some time. Alright, so we are actually going to be choosing our CMS, so we are going to be deploying WordPress. Alright, so when you've actually deployed, then here is take a tour. You can say no thanks or sure, you can go ahead. So let's just quickly make this video faster. So I'll just click on no. Alright, so here I have my site in my WordPress. Alright, so the next thing we are going to do now is to come right here and click on visit development site. Alright, so click on that now. So it's going to bring you right straight here. So you can just select English United States and continue. Alright, so site title, the username, the password, and your email are what you're actually going to be inserting right here. It is actually for WordPress, so you can go ahead to put in yours. After you're done with that, you can go ahead and click on install WordPress. So I'm just going to be installing mine. Your username and your password is what you're actually going to be inserting here. And after that, you can now click on login. You can select remember me in case, so as you do not forget it, and then you log in. Good. So now we are finally, what we actually want to do now is to begin our site. So the first thing we are going to do is to come over to our plugin. Now we are going to be adding a new plugin to this. First, this ones you see right here, select both of them and then delete it. Bulk actions, then you see delete, then click apply. It's actually going to be deleting them. Good. So then come over to add new plugin. Alright, so I want you all now to install the plugin I'm going to be showing you. Now the plugin we are going to be installing is what we call Cadence. You can actually install that, though there are so many plugins you can actually use, such as Elementor, such as Astra Theme, so many of them, but we are going to be making use of Cadence. Now the reason we are going to be using Cadence is because to me Cadence is more simpler to follow along with. So you can come right here and install now. This is my Cadence installing, Gutenberg. Alright, after installing, then you activate. Good. Now this is mine right here. I've installed my plugin. All right, so now the next thing we are going to be doing is to come over to our pages here. And now we're having these pages here, so we are just going to be removing them. The sample page and privacy policy. The same way we deleted the other one, then move to trash and apply. All right, so we are now going to continue with our process. Okay, now how can you now own your site? Like, how can you now have your site ready? Like, for you to just start putting in the necessary things for your site. Now, you don't need to go through the whole process of creating a site from scratch. We are actually going to be using what we call a template. Now, that template is actually more better and easier for us to follow along with. All right, you just move over to appearance right here. Then click on themes. All right, so after you've clicked on themes there, we are now coming right here to add new theme. You click on add new theme, and then we are going to be adding Astra. There are so many other ones you can use. You can just go ahead and use this one, Astra here. Then we install. All right, after installing, do not forget you need to activate it. All right, so we've actually installed our Astra for our website. All right, so now we move over to our pages here. Good. Now you see this. Let's get started with starter template. We have over 280 templates to use there. So you just click on let's get started, and then it's going to be activating it. All right, so now this is actually like, how do you want to build your website? All right, so we are going to be using classic starter templates. We are going to use our template to make our work faster. Okay, so now when it brings you to this place, now it is not like, what kind of website do you want to build? Is it a business website? Is it a personal care, professional, personal site, or whatsoever? It is just left to you. So whichever one you want to build, you can just come here and then you search for the kind of site you want to build. All right, so I'm just actually going to scroll through this, and then I'm going to look for the site I can use. Now, if you notice, some of them are having premium right up here. So now the ones that are having premium here, you are going to be paying for it. So you just go for the ones that are free. All right, so you can just scroll through. All right, so let's say I actually want to use this dental clinic. I can now come ahead and click on it. So you can select any one of your choice and then you click on it. Looking at this is the kind of font we actually want to use, and this is the color we want to use. So let's say maybe our business or our company has a particular kind of color, you can actually use any from here, and then you continue. So now looking at these are some of the features you actually want to include in your site. Now, if you want to include donations, automation and integration, sales funnels, video player, and the rest of that, you can do all of that in there. So now, since this is actually for a dental clinic, I feel that donation and video player should be in it. So I'll continue. All right. So here is, tell us a little bit about yourself, your name, your work email. I am a beginner, intermediate, or expert. I am building a website for myself or my company, my client, and all of that. After that, you can now submit and build your website. All right, so you just need to make sure that this advanced option is left this way. Share non-sensitive data. All right, so submit and build my website. Okay, so it's actually building it. Then after that, you can now be able to edit some of these that are necessary. So now, to make the building of the website easier for us, we need to make sure that we select kind of websites we actually want to use. Now, I'm using a dental clinic. This is just a tutorial. I'm just trying to show you guys how you can select or use any kind of website. Then you can go for the particular one you are using. All you just have to do is to search right up there in the search icon, and then you can use any one. Voila, congratulations, our website is now ready. So we are now going to view our website and see. And this is it. This is my website. Wow. In fact, I can just scroll through. I now have a website. This is so amazing. So scrolling through all of this, I have my website. I can decide to edit every single one of these right here. Now, looking at this, let's say I have my own here and I want to actually edit this. Now, let's go back. Starter template. All right. So we're going to visit our dashboard. Good. You come over to the pages right here. This is the front page, which is the home. Then you just simply come to edit. Now, this is the first way we can actually go into our website to edit it. The second way is to come over to your site here, and then you see customize right up here. You click on customize. So you can actually follow this process by clicking on customize right here. Good. Now, in a website, we have the front end and the back end. Now, the front end is what you want those coming to your website to see, while the back end is where you do your editing and everything in your website. So now I have this right here. Okay, so let's take for instance, I actually want to edit this right up here. I want to change most of this here, or even this text. I'm going to come to that. Now I'm going to come here and then I'll click on this pen right here. You see that pen? Good. Now you see this here, and remove this and change whichever one I want to do it. Now this is the logo width, how big or how small the logo should look like. Now if you should hover on any one, it gives you the opportunity to click on this pen icon right up there, which you can use to edit that particular thing you find up there. Now this is the call. I will decide to change this phone number to my own phone number. So you can put in yours, and then you can also put in a link here. Now the link for here is just concerning the text here, where they can actually click and then to take them somewhere else. If your video site and you come across something like this, this is laptop view, iPad view, and your mobile phone view. So you can click on any one, and then you see how your site is going to look like when you're using any of these devices. All right, so coming over to this part here, now we'll move over to our design. Now the text color, you can decide to use any of the text color, your background color, or your border color, whichever one of your choice. So all of these I've actually discussed here now is concerning mostly your header and your footer in your website. So how about you want to change, for instance, this kind of text or something like this? Like I said earlier, you click on your edit, and then when you click on it, it brings you somewhere here. All right, so now this allows you to insert a new page and also to edit most of the text you have in here. All right, so let's say I want to change this. A better life starts. So let's say I want to change this to good. If you have been following our tutorial, you'll notice that I always tell you it is very, very important for you to make sure you make every changes that you're having in anything you've imported. Now it's very, very important so that it does not look the same. Now it could be that somebody else has actually taken this kind of site that you've picked, and the person is actually editing it, or the person might choose not to edit it. But since you're actually learning from digital skills, I always advise you that you make changes to your website. Now that is what is actually making it stand out different. Make changes to your website, and I tell you, you are good to go with that. All right, so you can actually scroll through this, and then you can change anything you want to change. If it's image, all you have to do is to click on it first, and then you go ahead to make the changes. You just need to follow most of these right here. If you should actually scroll, this is the general, this is the style, and then this is advanced. So building a site is actually very simple. All you just have to do is follow the whole process of what you are doing. Now, if you have any question, you can simply drop it in the comment section, and I'm going to get back to you. All right, so this is it. Now, do not forget, any changes you've made, you need to make sure you click save for it to actually it there. If you don't click on save and you launch this website, I tell you there is not going to be any changes. So do not forget, always save. All right, you want to get a website link, you want to share it with friends, you want to share it with everyone, click on this view page, and then it takes you outside where you can now be able to get the link. This is it right up here. This is your link to your website. All right, so if I should click on my about, I'll find this. If I should click on reviews, I'll find this. And in fact, this is so amazing. Wow, I now have a website. All right, so this is just the tutorial on how you can actually build a website from beginning to the end for free. Like I said, if you have any question, drop it in the comment section. And do not forget, I know you really enjoyed this video. I know you did. Do not forget, subscribe to this channel, hit the like, and turn on your notification, because this is not where I'm going to stop. I'm going to be bringing more and more tutorials. All right, guys, like I said, you have any question, drop it in the comment section. All right, guys, I know you guys will actually want me to still continue more on how you can build a website. Good. Now, how can you run a good SEO on your website? Some of you might actually be thinking, what is SEO? SEO is search engine optimization. How can you actually do that on your website? That is allowing your website to rank higher, because there are thousands, if not millions of websites out there. But how can your own leave the 1098 and come over down to being the first, second, or third on Google list? All right, so I want you to come over to the comment section and say, please, I need a tutorial on SEO, and then I'm going to create a video for you right there. I know most of you need that. Just come out to the comment section and make me feel that yes, you really need that video. Alright guys, I'll see you guys in our next tutorial. And in my next tutorial, guess what? I'm going to be showing you how you can actually blog. How can you make money from blogging? Wow, make money from blogging. Alright, in our next video, we're going to see how we can do this stuff. Alright, see you guys in our next video.